Hey, we are going to now work on 5-6, graphing inequalities in two variables. This is example 3 in your book on page 318. Now, if you notice, this is 3x plus 5 less than 14. Now, the very first thing we're going to do is solve for x. That means we're going to get x by itself. And the way we get x by itself, remember, we're going to draw the boundary line. And there goes the boundary line. And now we're going to try to get x by itself. So we need to get rid of the 5 first, and then we're going to get rid of the 3 on this side of the inequality. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. So to get rid of the 5 here, we're going to subtract 5 to both sides. So minus 5, minus 5. See, on both sides of the inequality. Now when I subtract 5, these 5 cancel because positive 5 minus 5 is 0. I don't have to write a 0, but what comes down is the 3x. And it's still less than, and then it's 14 minus 5, which happens to be 9. Alright, so now we have 3x is less than 9. We're still trying to get x by itself, so we need to get rid of the 3. So in order for us to get rid of the 3, and since it's multiplication, the opposite is division. So we're going to divide by the same number to both sides. Now that does cancel out the 3's, which is 3 divided by 3, which ends up being 1x. So once these are canceled, this is just x. X is now less than 9 divided by 3, which is just 3. Now here's our answer. X is less than 3. Now we're also going to graph it. And how do we graph x less than 3 is on a coordinate plane. Now this coordinate plane is a 4-quadrant plane. Now here's the 4-quadrant graph of the plane that I was talking about. We have x, which is less than 3. Now to graph x less than 3, we have to think of x being equal to 3. Alright? So if x is equal to 3 on a coordinate plane, that means y could be any number, but x has to be 3. So here's our x, and here's our y on the coordinate plane. So x is at the 3. So I'm going to put my first point at the 3 on the x-axis, not on the y. Alright? Now y could be 1, x would still have to be 3. Y could be 2, x has to be 3. Now if you notice, I am going to be graphing a vertical line. Because the sign does not have a line underneath the inequality symbol, which would make it equal, this graph would be a dashed line. Alright, so if it's not equal to, this is only less than, it's not less than or equal to. Because it's only less than, we're going to draw a dashed line. So here's my dashed line. Now we are done with the graph. Now what we're going to do is shade the proper side. Alright, because it is an inequality, we either shade this side of the dashed line or this side of the dashed line. So either this side of the dashed line or this side. Now in order for us to know which side to shade, we're going to use a test point, which is 0, 0. Now 0, 0 happens to be the line that is an origin, and we're going to find out if this test point happens to be true, we will shade this side of the dashed line. That means the side that is true. If it happens to be false, then we're going to shade the opposite side. Okay, so now what we're going to do is plug in the number 0 in for x. So 0 replacing x now becomes 0 less than 3. Alright, now this statement happens to be true. And because it is true, we are going to shade the side that it is true in. And the side that is true in is on this side of of the line. And that is all. If you have any questions or concern, you can leave a comment at the bottom of this video. I want you guys to see if you can do one on your own. So let's see if we can try this problem. 4x minus 3 greater than or equal to 17. Now pause the video, try it on your own. Let me see if you got it right. Alright, so let's see if you got the right answer. Alright, so now we have 4x minus 3. First thing we're going to do is get x by itself. So we're going to solve for x. Let's draw the line to separate both sides of the inequality. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is add 3 to both sides. Alright, know that the 3's cancel each other out. So we're left with 4x greater than or equal to now 17 plus 3, which is 20. We're going to divide the 4's, and now we're left with x greater than or equal to 5. Here's our inequality. Alright, we're now going to graph it on the coordinate plane. Now this is the coordinate plane we're going to be using. X is greater than or equal to 5. Anything that x represents, if it's equal to, the graph of that will always be a vertical line. So it'll be a vertical line at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's where the line is going to be. Now this happens to be greater than or equal to. Because this is equal to, we are drawing a solid line, not a dashed line. Alright, it's only a dashed line if we are drawing one that does not have equal to. And because it is equal to, it is a solid line. Now let's find out where we're going to be shading. Now we're going to use our test point, and our test point is right here, which is at 0, 0. Alright, 0, 0. Now that means x is 0 and y is 0. We're going to replace x with 0. And it's going to say it's greater than or equal to 5. Now, looking at this, 0 is not greater than or equal to 5, so this is false. Because it's false, we're not shading the side where the dot is, we're going to shade the opposite side of the graph. And that is all. Like I said before, if you have any comments or any questions, please leave on the bottom of the page. You have a good day. Bye.